India to Namibia. Master Waldo Junius, our acting director, Namibia National Commission for UNESCO Secretariat, Ministry of Higher Education, Technology and Innovation, Prof. Manojay Chaudhary, Vice Chancellor of Gati Shakti, and I will pause to really try and pronounce the next part of this name of this university. Vishwavidyalaya Central University, that is in Vatodara, India. I believe the Vice Chancellor is online. Prof. David Oyetokun, Chair of the Institute of Electric and Electronics Engineers, known as IEEE, South Africa section. Dr. Colin Stanley, our Acting Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research, Innovation and Partnerships. Professor Dharam Singh Yad, the Chair of the Etncc and the UNESCO Chairholder on Secure High Performance Computing for Higher Education and Research. I also recognize the presence of the other executives of this university. Dr. Andrew Nikondo is our Deputy Vice Chancellor for Teaching, Learning and Technology. Professor Niati, who's our registrar. The executive teams, executive directors, entire community, NAST, government officials who might be present here and online, captains of industry, invited guests, delegates and speakers, students, members of the diplomatic corps, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. It is my profound honor to welcome you to the opening of this 2023 International Conference on Emerging Trends in Networks and Computer Communications, organized by the UNESCO Chair on Secure High Performance Computing for Higher Education and Research. The UNESCO Chair, ladies and gentlemen, is within the Faculty of Computing and Informatics and is hosted by none other than the Namibia University of Science and Technology. Ladies and gentlemen, the conference is both presential and virtual, and therefore allow me to welcome all the participants that are connected virtually from all around the world. I'm further delighted to inform you that the conference is technically co-sponsored by the IEEE South Africa and supported by IEEE Region 8. Now, maybe later on, Professor Singh will elaborate on what is IEEE South Africa and Region 8. At this juncture, allow me to recognize our line minister, Dr. Ida Kanjimurangi, who will deliver the keynote remarks and officially open this conference. Comrade Minister, we appreciate yours and ministry's unwavering support of higher education in this country, with a special emphasis on technology and innovation. I'd also like to take this opportunity to wholeheartedly recognize the contribution by the Indian High Commission in Namibia. We appreciate the support we are getting in terms of the high performance computing, research infrastructure, and facilities at NAST. The support not only enhances our resource base, but enlightens our research communities for the purpose of fostering innovation, which is at full display today. Director of Ceremonies, let me also express my sincere appreciation to the Acting Director, Namibia National Commission for UNESCO Secretariat, Mr. Walter Junius, who supported the establishment of the UNESCO Chair on Secure High Performance Computing for Higher Education. Now, allow me just to briefly give you a context of what the UNESCO Chair represents. The UNESCO Chair on Secure High Performance Computing for Higher Education and Research aims two things. One, contribute and accelerate the development of the Namibian society. Two, building the foundations for technology by creating a critical mass of high-level expertise. The Chair is certainly on track to realize the mission of strengthening the focus area in smart and secure environment. Let us give an applause to Professor Dharam Singh. I would also like to acknowledge Prof. David Oyatokun, who is the chair of IEEE South Africa section, for providing the technical co-sponsorship. Is he here? Online. Director of Ceremonies, we would like to welcome Prof. Manojai Chaudhary, who is the inaugural keynote speaker of the conference, which aims to debate a broad spectrum of emerging topics about applications revolving around the fields of high-performance computing technologies and communication. Ladies and gentlemen, the conference key focal areas and objectives are as follows. There are about 4 of them. Number 1 is to propose new technologies, share experiences, and discuss future solutions for design of networks and computer communication systems. Number 2 is to provide a common platform for academic pioneering research, scientists, industrial engineers, students to share their views and achievements. Number 3 is to enrich technocrats and academicians by presenting their innovative and constructive ideas in the field of smart communication, big data, infrastructure analytics, and cybersecurity. Lastly, it focuses on innovative issues at international level by bringing together the experts from different countries. Director of Proceedings, it is remarkable that this conference is bringing together over 200 participants, including researchers from 13 different countries across 4 continents. A round of applause to the organizers for that. Honorable Minister, ladies and gentlemen, I must highlight that this conference has been fortunate to receive, I'm informed, around 129 papers, of which 55 were accepted to the technical or the main technical program after a very thorough and rigorous international peer review process. Which is more remarkable, or what is more remarkable is that 12 of these papers are produced by our very own Faculty of Computing and Informatics. Now, Faculty of Computing and Informatics is the very pinnacle epitome of academic excellence. I'm saying so proudly, as not only as Vice Chancellor, but as a member of the research community, because of the following. I'm informed that the acceptance rate for the submission of these papers, because of the rigor with which it was reviewed, the papers have been reviewed. Yesterday, when I was preparing the speech, I was told 42%. This morning, I was told 37%. So that gives you a testimony of how difficult it is to get your paper published. That's why I'm saying, Honorable Minister, it is the very pinnacle epitome of academic excellence. So once again, congratulations to the faculty. So the prestige of this conference, Etncc, is also exemplified by the quality of work that is being considered and being considered for publication. And also, by extension, prestige of our Faculty of Computing and Informatics is self-evident. With these few remarks, I thank you, and I wish you very successful conference ahead. Thank you indeed.
Another round of applause for our Vice Chancellor. Thank you so much, sir, for the welcoming remarks. Let me now invite Professor Dharam Singh Jat, the organizing chair, to come and give us an overview of the conference. I hope you unpack the IEEE, what it means in the regions for us.
Thank you, Director Ceremony. Honorable Ministers, NUST Executive members, Vice Chancellor, Deans, distinguished guests, ladies, gentlemen, all protocol observed. On behalf of Technical Program Committee, I am pleased to present the overview of this hybrid 2023 International Conference of emerging trade networks and computer communications. As Vice Chancellor already explained about, the International Conference on Etncc is being organized by the UNESCO Chair on Secure High Performance Computing for Higher Education and Research at the Faculty of Computing Informatics in NUST in hybrid mode from 16 to 18th August 2023. In continuation of the Vice Chancellor about IEEE, this is the IEEE approved conference. And for the IEEE approval, we need two important things. One, we need the section approval nearby the country. So in Namibia, only we have section in South Africa. There is no section in other neighboring countries. Last year, we requested for technical sponsorship to the South Africa. They accepted our request and they approved the conference as the technical co-sponsorship. Region 8 is, IEEE is divided in different regions. Africa and Europe comes under the region 8. So first we need to the IEEE technical approval by the sections neighboring countries or in the same countries. Then we have to go for our IEEE region 8. And region 8 is also approved. And I'm happy to share that Professor Mike, he was the distinguished speaker last year. Now he is the director of IEEE Section 8, and he was also the backbone for these conferences. The Etncc features a high-quality technical program across the wide range of research areas in high-performance computing and emerging trends in networks, computer communications. Director ceremony. The conference will discuss innovative issues internationally by bringing together more than 200 participants, including researchers, as Vice Chancellor already told you, that from the 13 countries and the four continents. Etncc has been fortunate to receive 129 papers. Initially, we selected 55 papers and request some papers are based on the revision. And we have not received the revised version papers. In second review from the technical program committee, we selected 48 papers. 48 papers were accepted for the technical program after double-blind peer review process from online system. We use two online systems, one EasyChair, other is CMT Microsoft. The acceptance rate for the submitted paper is 37%. The competitive acceptance rate, 37%, reflects the prestigious and popularity of Etncc to our research community. All accepted paper has been divided in 8 technical sessions. A workshop on high performance computing in Namibia, the road we traveled, will be organized in conjunction with the conference. The workshop consists of presentation by notable experts and discussion in each area of high performance computing. 2 distinguished speaker sessions will be organized at the conference featuring 8 eminent speakers from USA, South Africa, and India. All accepted and presented paper will be published in prestigious IEEE Export Digital Library and become the part of world highest quality body of technical literature in computing, informatics, science, engineering, and technology. We take special pride to hosting our master and PhD students who, together with our faculty staff, lead the Namibian academic community in research undertaken and scientific paper published. The conference includes an inaugural session, 2 distinguished speaker sessions, 8 technical sessions, research day, African Research Symposium, and 2 workshops and validatory sessions. Director ceremony. The first day of the conference begins with the inaugural session, followed by the distinguished speaker session 1, which includes 4 keynote speeches, 2 in person and 2 online. In the afternoon, technical session 1 and technical session 2 will be parallelly organized for the paper presentations, followed by a distinguished speaker session 2 consists of 4 keynote online speeches from the US. The second day of the conference, in the is the Faculty Research Day, consisting an inaugural session, 3 keynote speeches, and the African Research Symposium. The African Research Symposium program includes the invited talk, oral contribution from FCI, University of Namibia, and the African researchers. It is an excellent opportunity for all the faculty members, research scholars, and students to exhibit their aptitude for the research. Our Research Day encourages and promotes communications and collaboration between the researchers at the university, national and international level. After inaugural session, 3 technical sessions will be held. Technical session 4 and 5 will be parallel. Technical session 4 includes only NUST paper. Technical session 5 includes the African papers as well as the University of Namibia papers. A panel discussion on rethinking FCI strategies for research and innovation in response to key shift in global response will be organized in the afternoon. Further, a workshop on high-performance computing in Namibia, the road we travel, will be organized by the HPC experts and invited talks. Day 3rd, on 18th August, we have 3 technical sessions for the paper presentation, followed by the validatory session. We warmly thank the keynote speakers, the reviewers, the session chairs, moderators, and all researchers and scientists who contributed to the conference organizations with their time and efforts. But above all, we thank to authors, presenters for making the Etncc conference a great success. I wish to acknowledge the appreciation, the role played by the technical program committee member, especially Jyoti from India and Ajay Nehra from India of the technical program committee. I thank you.
Thank you, Professor Singh, for the overview of the conference. We have been educated on what the conference is all about, and we are looking forward to seeing some of those disruptive technologies that are emerging. I was just reading last night, and I saw that we have metaverse for mental health, and that is the entertainment that is being provided in a virtual reality space to ensure that patients can find a way of stabilizing through that metaverse space. So let me allow to come on the podium Mr. Valdo Juniors. Mr. Valdo Juniors is already alluded to by Prof. Singh, is the key person who was driving the establishment of the UNESCO chairs at NUST, including the UNESCO chair on high performance computing in higher education. And he serves as an acting director at the Namibia Commission for UNESCO Secretariat within the Ministry of Higher Education, Innovation and Technology. Welcome, Mr. Valdo.
Thank you very much. Director of Ceremonies, please allow me to stand by the protocol already established by the previous speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Thank you, Vice Chancellor, Dr. Errol Nama, for the warm welcome. It is a privilege and a pleasure to be here today to address this August gathering on an important theme, namely emerging trends in networks and computer communications. I would also like to congratulate the Namibian University of Science for organizing this momentous event and for having 3 UNESCO chair holders and for the wonderful work that they are currently doing at your institution. Thank you, sir. The question therefore arises, what is a chair holder of UNESCO? Yeah, it's okay. Thank you. My apologies. The UNESCO chair is a project and a team at a university or a higher education or research institutions that partners with UNESCO in order to advance knowledge and practice in an area that is a priority for both the institution and UNESCO. As we have heard before, one of the chairholders at NUST is Professor Dharam Singh Yat, who just gave an excellent overview of the conference. This is in line with the objectives of the UNESCO Chair on secure high-performance computing for higher education and research established at NUST, mainly to organize international and regional conferences to create a platform for national and international exchange of ideas. The 2023 International Conference on Emerging Trends in Networks Computer Communication, Etncc, was therefore organized by a team of which the UNESCO Chair and at NUST was a key member. The conference is conceived as a platform for disseminating and exchanging ideas, concepts, and results of the researchers from academia and industry to develop a comprehensive understanding of the challenges of the advancements in intelligence, in networking, and communication. This will help strengthen congenial networking between academia and industry. The conference will present the latest contributions in the field of high-performance computing, including communications, big data infrastructure, cybersecurity, high-performance computing, optimization, machine learning, blockchain, and IoT. It serves as reference material for advanced research. Ladies and gentlemen, high-performance computing, HPC, is critical for big data analytics, one of the underpinning pillars for the fourth industrial revolution and beyond. I am happy to know that an affordable supercomputing solution for a complex problem is named Param Tarup HPC system, which was developed and deployed at the Namibia Institute of Science and Technology, NUST. Param Tarup HPC offers ready-to-use supercomputing facilities based on edge computing and artificial intelligence technologies, hardware resources. This provides a support research tool for analysis, design, and development. HPC is the backbone of the industry and will become increasingly important to Namibia as our economy continues to transform. Our research community, companies, and workers all have a part to play in this transformation process. I therefore want to thank Prof. Singh Yat, UNESCO chairholder, and his team who led this extraordinary UNESCO chair. We will continue working to make progress on HPC research and access. I look forward to meeting you, learning from you, and working with you to help make this world more worthy of researchers. In conclusion, I would like to thank you again for allowing me to address this August gathering, and also like to congratulate all involved in organizing this prestigious event. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Valdo, for the remarks. Next on the program is Dr. Likerastras, and is supposed to be represented by Mr. Nawa. And I cannot see Mr. Nawa Likando in the room. All right. In that case, then we move on to our keynote speaker. He's already online and is waiting to speak to us. Our keynote speaker is Professor Manoj Chaudhary. He's the Vice Chancellor of Gachakri Vishwadhyaya Central University in Vadodara, India. The name of the university is very long. I hope I pronounce it well. Let me just give you a brief introduction on his profile while he's getting ready to come online. So Professor Manoj is currently working as the founding Vice Chancellor of the Gati Shakti University, which is a central university sponsored by the Ministry of Railways, Government of India, and it focuses on transportation and logistics. He is also serving on IIT Jodhpur, where he's a professor of electrical engineering. He has served before this as a dean for international relations, alumni relations, and corporate relations at IIT Jodhpur. He is an alumni from IIT Kanpur, and he also got his undergraduate from the same university. Before he became an academic, he has served in the technology industry as a top technologist and business leader. He has also worked for Samsung as a director of digital media and communication, leading the 5G communication and IoT, Internet of Things, research and development, along with new standards during the period of 2014 to 2016. And during the period 2010 to 2014, he led the Samsung Advanced Institute of Technology in India, where they were doing research on Samsung gadgets, and the set of accolades goes on. Let me allow him to come on the online podium to share his keynote remarks. Prof. Chaudhary, welcome.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me well?
Yes,
can I start?
We can. Is that?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to me, to Professor Dharam Singh ji and all the organizers of this conference. At the outset, I believe this conference, I looked at the program, it is very well organized, and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be the keynote speaker in the first session. First, to begin with, I currently work as a founder vice chancellor for a university called Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya. Gati means speed, Shakti means power, and Vishwavidyalaya means university. This university is India's only university set up to focus on transportation and logistics sector. So for transportation, this university will cover railways, roads, highways, shipping, ports, aviation, all aspects of transportation and logistics sector will be the focus of this university. And this is the only university of its kind set up in India. And I have the opportunity to lead and set up this university. And today I am very happy that I am talking to all of you in the International Conference on Emerging Trends in Networks and Computer Communications. To go further, briefly, I will talk about the emerging scenarios in communication technologies. I will leverage on some of my experience in short-range wireless, that is ultra-wideband, in 5G, and then how we are leading to the 6G. Basically, I will also focus on what is happening in the world today, and in particular, what is happening in India, so that we can also look at possibilities on where we can collaborate. Just one line for our own university that we are working on. This is a university that is set up for transport and logistics sector. It is India's only university. Though I worked all along my life in telecom and semiconductor space, personally, the transport and logistics sector is undergoing rapid technological transformation, and the role of telecom, electronics, semiconductor, and networks is becoming very important for transportation sector, whether for route optimization problems in the logistics, or whether for predictive asset maintenance, or for designing of the latest of the railway train sets or aviation sector. The role of communication, networks, electronics, and semiconductor is becoming more and more important. At this moment, we have launched few Bachelor of Technology programs focusing on rail engineering and few programs on logistics and supply chain management, transport economics. My goal of talking this thing for this 10 seconds is so that we can possibly have good collaboration possibilities between Namibia University of Science and Technology and our university. My experience in terms of R&D management for 5G chip development, world's first 5G chip development called S5100 was developed under my team in Samsung, and world's first integrated 5G chipset, where a chipset was integrated with application processor called 980 was done in my team, and I will leverage that experience as I go forward. So going forward, I personally and strongly believe, and today's world is an interdependent world. We need to connect more, we need to communicate more, we need to share and exchange information in order to collaborate more. For the 5G, 6G and upcoming world, currently I am trying to help the government of India by being a member of their technology innovation group for 6G forum, or by being a member of their technical expert committee for many of the startup and medium scale enterprises funding schemes, and also a member of their management council for the semiconductor laboratory. Now, to start with maybe some of you know, maybe some of you do not, the radio wave receiver was first invented by an Indian scientist called J.C. Bose, whose invention
So having a
Hello?
connectivity. Prof. Chaudhry.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Prof. Chaudhry.
Yes?
Yes, we can hear you very well.
Okay.
We can hear you very well.
Thank you. So what I was telling is that J.C. Bose, the Indian scientist, invented the radio wave receiver.
We are
And-
having a, maybe we can send a video. That's okay with you?
Oh, sure. Please do that. No issues. Which was used further by Marconi to make the first radio. In this slide, what I am trying to highlight with, from the days of J.C. Bose to Marconi to the world's first handheld mobile phone that was made by Martin Cooper Motorola in 1973, the world has significantly progressed further. When the world is progressing in the wireless communication system, there is one key thing that is there all the time. That is, how do we do more with less? Basically, consumers want more and more data to transfer in lesser time, freedom from wires with lesser cost, more calls in lesser rate, call drops to become frequent. Operators and the service providers want to earn more with lesser investment. They want to therefore send more data per hertz of the bandwidth. And the challenges of possibilities, therefore, when we try to do more with less, is we have resources which are limited for us. The resources are bandwidth, spectrum that is available. Of course, we have a history of communications research since 1948, which Shannon has started with a famous theorem that I have written here. There are limiting factors with multiple communication technologies that are working related to interference, the mobility. These days, when we move with mobility speeds of 300 km per hour or 500 km per hour, these are the limited factors. We cannot transmit beyond a certain power range because the radiation power is limited by regulation. It should not impact human being. There is a limit on what amount of power can be consumed by devices because batteries cannot be recharged every now and then. And there are standard bodies that are playing an important role in ensuring interoperability across the globe. And typically it takes 1 decade for each of the new generation. Currently, we are already having 5G, that is 5th generation mobile communication network that is deployed. One critical challenge in wireless systems compared to any other system is that whenever we move forward in the next generation, we must make sure that we keep legacy with us all the time. That is, we must ensure backward compatibility for the legacy handling. So any 5G device definitely will have possibility that it should work with 4G, it should work with 3G, it must work with 2G system. Going forward, as we know, in 2022, 71% of the total traffic is covered by wireless and mobile devices. Therefore, wireless communication and wireless networks have become a key and important players, whether for the personal area networks that typically cover around 10-meter distances, the technologies like Bluetooth, ultra-wideband, and so on. In local area network segment, different wireless LAN technologies that we have already commercialized with IEEE 802.11 family. Currently, Wi-Fi 7 series is already available for commercial use, and we are already moving forward with Wi-Fi 8 and so on. Similarly, we have already commercialized 5G and moving towards the 6G technology. Just as an example, to a human being, to a normal human being, what is the meaning of this data rate? Now that we are always talking that we are moving in data rates. So typically, if you just see for a full movie, everybody watches movie. If we have to download a movie of a full HD capability, full high definition, 3 gigabit in size, in that case, for a 3G technology, it takes 1 hour and 8 minutes to download. For a 5G, it takes 35 seconds to download. If you move to 6G, it will take 4 seconds to download. That is a tremendous improvement from 3G to 6G just for a common consumer. When we implement such a technology, it is implemented in 2 aspects. One is the hardware aspect, which includes semiconductor chips. So every single device, a mobile device or a network side, we have a superior hardware, which is enabled by a superior software that implements the entire protocol stack for a 5G, typically runs into millions of lines of code in a single device, whether a mobile phone or on the network side. Therefore, the entire ecosystem of mobile device plus mobile network side is implemented through hardware superiority as well as latest advances in the software, utilizing distributed computing aspects and distributed software aspects. One example, very quickly, in the interest of time, I want to give, because all people who are present in the meeting are technologists. One thing I want to highlight, that technologies never die. We create new technologies. Its use cases continue to evolve. One simple example I want to give here. Many years back, almost 2 decades back, I started working on ultra-wideband technology, a technology that is for a short distance of 10 meters. In this technology, when FCC of US allowed a deregulated usage of ultra-wideband technology, we wanted to create a wireless system, for example, that could remove wire between a DVD player and a TV. It could remove wire between a laptop and a projector. I am talking of 20 years back. We developed this technology. Significant amount of work was done for developing the technology. All the leading technology companies in the world, whether handset players like Nokia, Motorola, consumer electronics companies like Samsung, Sony, Panasonic, computer companies like Intel, Microsoft, and so on, HP, and so on, all were together. And we developed this system. However, I must tell that because the use case of this was a different use case, we wanted to have a broadband equivalent of a short-range wireless, whereas in 2007, when iPhone came into the market, when Galaxy series from Samsung came into the market, a smartphone became the center of the universe. Because ultra-wideband technology that time could not reduce the power consumption to be fit into a smartphone, and a smartphone becoming center of the universe, this technology took around 20 years. And now it is available in all the mobile phones. And it is used in a different use case. It is not used as a high-speed broadband. It is used more as a precise ranging application. The point I am trying to make here is that research we do in our laboratories never go waste. Its use cases and how it is used may change over decades, may change over years, but uses never go waste. Around 18 of my patents that I worked that time are now used in a different use case. And this is something I want to highlight, that irrespective of what technology we work on, we have to constantly find use cases that help the humanity. The second point that I want to highlight here is that currently ultra-wideband is being used and promoted by all leading phone companies, be it Samsung, be it Apple, for precise ranging, for use cases like door opening, door unlocking, many use cases like smart retail, and so on. Very quickly, in the interest of time, I'll move forward. Another technology that we worked on was related to ultra low power communications, because these days there are many transmitters. For example, for healthcare related monitoring, we need devices that have coin operated battery. In order to have such devices, we may or may not be able to charge. For example, we might have many earthquake sensors that will detect earthquakes. Those kind of sensors may be deployed in the field, and we may never have an opportunity to charge those sensors again. So we need to develop ultra low power communication technology for them. For such a technology, we developed an IEEE 802.15.4Q standard, the standard of which was proposed by our team, and the entire proposal was accepted in the standard. Here, one of the main thing is that, as we know, communication technology is based on Armstrong's technology in 1920 based on super regenerative receiver. We went back and looked at the fundamental principles and created a receiver which is not a super heterodyning receiver of Armstrong, but a super regenerative receiver, and created a technology that could give very low power consumption related new communication technology. Now I am moving forward. We are all in the 5G world. We all currently have 5G devices in our hands. 5G devices basically satisfied three main criteria. It is not my interest to go into 5G technology because it is already deployed, but just to set a context for the 6G, I must highlight that 5G solved three critical problems. It allowed us enhanced mobile broadband capability. It allowed us ultra reliable low latency communication. It allows us massive machine type communications that allowed Internet of Things possible. It allows us the low latency communication that allowed interactive gaming possible. It allows mobile broadband capability, so allowed high definition videos and virtual reality possible. This kind of technology that we are already currently using allowed human to human communication, allowed human to machine communication, and machine to machine communication. Today, if we are talking of Industry 4.0, we are talking of smart factories, we are talking of smart manufacturing. Much of this is allowed because of 5G communication and 5G networking. It enabled use cases across infrastructure, across entertainment, security, automotive, and manufacturing. Of course, there are fundamental technologies that allowed this, like beamforming, like adaptive and advanced channel coding, or a lean system design, or related to on-demand system information that allowed us to reduce the signaling overhead. 5G significantly improved over 4G by an order of magnitude, whether in terms of the channel bandwidth or whether in terms of reducing the latency, thereby allowing us real-time operations, possibilities for real-time surgery, and so on. 5G deployment started in the world from 2018, and it has picked up significantly all over the world. In India, we were slightly late, as I will highlight in the next slide. There is one point that I want to highlight, that despite 5G being a technology used all over the world, if we look at the patent families, the companies that own the 5G technology, it is primarily concentrated, if you look at 2021 data for 5G, primarily concentrated in Huawei, in Qualcomm, ZTE, Samsung, and Nokia. These own almost all the technologies of 5G. Whereas while 5G is used all around the world, it is important that all the world comes together in developing a technology which can be more democratic, which can be more universal. In India, the adoption of 5G started late in 2022, while the world started in 2018. We started in 2022 with the spectrum allocation, the government allocated spectrum. And for a population of 1.4 billion, this rollout, I must say that though the spectrum allocation happened only in 2022, within a year, we have currently rolled out 5G in India very, very fast, and more than 10,000 cities have been covered. The entire India will be covered by this current calendar year or by the March of 2024. This is the fastest rollout of 5G anywhere in the world. More than that, we have also developed in India indigenous technology for 5G, and also the India stack for 4G technology, which our Honorable Prime Minister has committed to the world, that while technologies are made in India, they are made for the world. And therefore, India is very much prepared and ready to help the world by allowing them to utilize India stack, the outcomes of the Digital India mission, and also of the technologies that are made in India under Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. The technologies will be made available to the world. If I go forward, we are already in the 5G world, but our requirements are not over. For example, today it is very common to have 8K televisions in our home. Currently, the 5G technologies does not support that kind of a transmission. Similarly, we are able to see the holograms. We are able to see, have super high definition virtual reality based handsets, for which 5G technology is not enough. Therefore, technologists like us have already started considering a scenario where we can consider a communication system which will have zero perceived latency, thereby allowing us 3D scanning and transmission, allowing us that a real-time remote robotic surgery can be made possible, a real-time super positioning can be made possible. In order to achieve beyond 5G capabilities, a 6G evolution has been envisaged over the last 2-3 years. This 6G technology will require a new spectrum. It will leverage disruptive technologies, perhaps not have a cell-like structure as we are having today. Today, communication devices and network consume a lot more power. In order to adhere to the sustainable goals set by the United Nations, the communication networks and systems, particularly the data center networks, need to adhere and create green networks and the energy efficient systems, leveraging the principles of artificial intelligence for determining and bringing artificial intelligence to the edge devices. As we are moving towards massive broadband and Internet of Things, for a 6G evolution, we envisage that the bandwidth capabilities will be raised at least by 10 times. The latency will be cut at least by 10 times. Mobility speeds of up to 1,000 km/h can be supported as we move into supersonic aircrafts, as we move into bullet trains. We need those kind of mobility. So a tentative KPI, this slide set will be available with you. We are having a tentative KPI, key performance indicators for the 6G technology development. We are significantly, as you can see, for 5G, the downlink data rate is 20 gigabits per second. For 6G technology, we want to go an order of magnitude, have data rates of 1 terabits per second. User plane latency, the latency that is required to establish a connection and transfer data from one place to other has to be cut by an order of magnitude. Worldwide, there are HexaX and Alliance or 6G Genesis program. In China, the programs set up by Ministry of Industry Information Technology. In USA, the NSF program or NextG Alliance is significantly moving forward for setting up the next generation 6G standard. Similarly, Korea and Japan, through their Beyond 5G Consortium or 6G R&D Strategy Task Force, there are significant number of global 6G programs that have been launched, which are performing research in the 6G technologies. In the next slide, the emerging technologies related to 6G will relate to using artificial intelligence for wireless technologies, research into terahertz technologies. So far, we did not have communication in the terahertz bands, research for enabling edge devices and fog computing, for free space optical communications using intelligent reflective surfaces and tactile internet scenarios. Quantum communications enablement are some of the primary drivers of the 6G technologies. In summary, 6G will be an internet of senses. 6G will be a fusion of the physical world, of digital world and non-physical world, thereby in effect moving user engagement away from mobile phones and into a multi-sensory experience, which will be aided by augmented reality and virtual reality. For example, one can appear to be in office while actually being in car. This can actually mean virtually traveling to faraway places and a telepresence among friends and family. 2025, we expect 27 billion devices connected by Internet of Things. This Internet of Things is not merely connecting devices together. It is also about bringing intelligence in them. That is, all these edge devices will likely to have artificial intelligence embedded into them that will allow them to be a perceiving system, a learning system, will make reason and take action based upon them, whether related to speech, natural language processing, or multimedia system. In order to allow that, neural processing engines are tremendously growing in capabilities. In today's system on chip, it is very easy to see around 40 teraflops kind of operations that are possible for carrying out neural processing that allows on-device artificial intelligence performance, for example, a face recognition or a speech recognition possible on a mobile phone. So for a 6G, we are basically moving from a centralized cloud environment to an on-device intelligent and connected devices, a kind of a model where we will have connected intelligence edge. Currently, the release 18, that is a standard of 3GPP that allowed 5G advanced operation and significantly enhanced 5G capabilities in terms of enhanced mobility, evolved duplexing, and expanded positioning. So currently we are in a position to leverage and capitalize on the latest technological advancements. For example, in radio and baseband, we can leverage the latest physical layer and MAC technologies and improve efficiency. We are currently having more and more softwareization of the network. And therefore, we are into the network disaggregation mode. We can optimize the network architecture for both horizontal and vertical ecosystems, distributed compute technologies for connected intelligent edge devices, exploit synergies of wireless and distributed AI functions for network optimization, advances in semiconductor. We currently already have 2 nanometer and 3 nanometer devices that are available with us commercially to also focus on maximizing power management performance while lowering the power consumption and increasing the capability of the devices to enable advanced multimedia and display capabilities and perceptive and human interface devices. When we do that, we will provide native support for distributed computing for a variety of functions like eye tracking, scene understanding, camera processing, or object rendering. Recently, I'm happy to announce and to share that in June 2023, that is 2 months back, International Telecommunication Union has already approved the 6G vision. This 6G vision will be realized by the year 2030. By 2030 is when we will see commercial product coming from the 6G vision, the standards for which in release 19 and beyond are being set up. Few use cases that are different from 5G that has been evolved are listed here. It will enable ubiquitous intelligence, ubiquitous computing, immersive multimedia, digital twin, and a virtual world. In the next slide, I saw the capability of IMT 2030 is where the 6 new capabilities have been added. These new capabilities are related to sensing related capabilities, AI related capabilities, sustainability goals, interoperability goals, and accurate positioning. Of course, 6G will enable a higher connection density, means more number of devices per square kilometer will be able to operate. It will allow us to operate in a mobility scenario where user is moving of speeds up to 500 to 1000 km per hour, still connection will be able to hold and call drops will be minimized, latency will be minimized to support a user experience in a seamless manner. Very quickly, in the interest of time, I will not go into more details of the technologies, but I want to highlight that this ecosystem of 6G devices will consist of systems, equipments related to robots, drones, e-healthcare, user equipment that users will use for phones as well as for wearable devices, many chips, semiconductor chips and components that will utilize RF, photonics, and gallium nitride devices. For India, in order that India, a democratic country of 1.4 billion people, a technological superhouse, move forward, India government defined a 6G vision statement that design, develop, and deploy 6G network technologies that will provide ubiquitous intelligence and secure connectivity for the high quality living experience for the entire world. So we will work across academia, industry, startups, and center of excellences for using new technologies in the area of tactile internet, in the area of hyper-connected digital world, and for next generation industries and holographic communication. Key focus areas include millimeter wave as well as terahertz communication, broadband to every home, and new sensors and devices for augmented and virtual reality. In 6G research in India aims that we will define new technologies in India. At least 10% of the 6G patents will be made out of India. We will develop new technologies for India, but develop for the entire world. There is a significant focus in India on indigenous technology development, spurred by our superior economic growth. And I invite all the members of the global community, and particularly from Namibia University of Science and Technology, that let us collaborate together to create a new world. Let us collaborate together to serve the humanity with the evolution in the technology for the 6G and beyond. Thank you so much. If there is any question, I'll be very glad to answer. Hello? Any question, Dharamji?
We can hear you online, but I don't think we can hear the audience, the venue. Thank you.
Through online is fine, but I'm not sure in the room if the connection's still on.
My apologies. I think we're still muted from this side. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
All right. Thank you so much, Prof. Chaudhry, for setting the tone of our conference. In your speech, we are in the process of rethinking our research innovations within the faculty, and your talk on 6G evolutions and technologies will influence how we are going to go on. I believe ProfSync is part of the new standard that we are developing, and we are proud to have him representing us. And in terms of collaboration, we believe we are going to also play a key role in our rethinking how we do our own business and how we embrace the fifth industrial revolution as we focus on the human and the society and the Internet of Sensing, so that we can be more responsive in how we design our technologies. Thank you so much. Another round of applause for him. So at some point, you might have noticed that I had skipped one of the speakers, and it was deliberate because I could not see him online. But I'm glad to say that our chair for the IEEE South Africa section, Professor David Oyedikun, is now available. Professor Oyedikun is a professor in renewable energy. He specializes in geomatics as well as transformer and power system stability. Prof, if you're ready, please, you may proceed with your speech. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Program Director. And to colleagues, I'm currently at the NAST institution in Windhoek, Namibia. It's a privilege and honor to be with you this morning in my role as current past chair of IEEE South Africa section. My term as chairman came to an end about 2 weeks ago. So it's a new role that I'm embracing happily. And in line with that, I would like to share with you this morning a brief overview of IEEE South Africa section and some of the information that I think will be of use to you this morning. Let me just check that my screen is being shared correctly. So in line with the theme of the conference, which is the International Conference on Emerging Trends in Networks and Computer Communications, I think it was important for me to share with you what we offer within the IEEE in terms of educational and technical activities. And I speak from a background where I joined the IEEE in 2007, and I've been opportune to serve the IEEE in various roles up until my current position, which is the past chairman of the section. And what we have seen is an increased interest in aligning ourselves with the mission of the IEEE, which is to foster technological innovation and excellence for the benefit of humanity. And again, this is squarely in the center of this conference, which is what made it exciting to be with you this morning, although virtually. And the previous speaker just spoke about the various programs that are in place moving into 6G and how technology has been centered around advancing humanity. And we see that being tied nicely with the vision of the IEEE, which is to be an essential player in the global community towards improving global conditions. Time won't permit me to dive much into the history of the IEEE, which I believe some of you would know, but it is important to highlight that IEEE has close to 500,000 members around the world with a whole array of technical societies and councils, and a lot of these are aligned with the theme of the conference, presence in over 160 countries. And we have thousands of conferences that are being held on an annual basis with millions of technical. So IEEE South Africa section is about 46 years old, and they have been talks in towards setting up a section in Namibia, but that's a different matter that we'll discuss on a different platform. But we have a number of active IEEE members in Namibia, and we hope that in the next coming years, we'll be able to set up a section there. We have close to 20 organizational units with presence in 7 local universities in South Africa. And we have quite a number of events that we run on a yearly basis. It is important to also note that within the IEEE, there are quite a number of resources that we have available to support IEEE members in fulfilling their mandate towards their local constituencies and towards the global IEEE organization. It is also important to mention that IEEE operates a dual complementary structure, which has a regional structure and a technical structure, both having organizational units. And whatever is of keen interest to you within the regional structure or within the technical structure, communication society, circuits and systems, power and electronics, remote and radar sensing, etc., you have space to be able to practice what you love the most in the professional space within the IEEE family. Europe, Middle East, and Africa is part of Region 8, which South Africa's section belongs to, and IEEE members in Namibia will by default be members of IEEE Region 8. In terms of governance within the IEEE as an organization has a whole bunch of governance documents that IEEE officers like myself have to go through, read and understand, and guide how we operate. Happy to announce that IEEE South Africa section constitution, a 10 years document, well, the document that took 10 years to prepare was finally fully executed in March this year before my end of my term in office. So that is available as well for IEEE members in Namibia to begin to look at and understand what may be required of them if we had to have a section in Namibia. I've mentioned earlier on that within the South African section, we have a number of technical chapters that are of keen interest to IEEE members in South Africa. Before I end my talk, I'd like to share this picture that says, as engineers, folks interested in technology, scientists, etc., the IEEE has space for you to practice what you enjoy the most technically. And also, if you're interested in standards, technical activities, educational activities, as well as humanitarian activities, you need to find your space. And the question to us this morning is, where do you want to position yourself within the vehicle, which I call IEEE? A lot of IEEE members will join the IEEE asking us, what does IEEE have for me? I like flipping the coin around to say, what can you offer the IEEE? And as IEEE members, as we begin to transform our thinking from what will the IEEE do for me to what can I do for the IEEE and what can I do for society through the IEEE, you begin to drive a lot of benefits from your membership. So within the section, this is the current executive committee. I sit as past chair, and there is the chair, 2 vice chairs, secretary, as well as the treasurer in charge of running the affairs of the section. For the academic space and our folks from industry that are with us this morning, I would like to mention that within the IEEE, we have IEEE Education, which provides access to resources that are well curated for members around the world to utilize. Then in terms of continuing education as a professional, either practicing or in the academic space, there are courses that are developed using the latest technologies and educational pedagogies to ensure that we're able to deliver state-of-the-art in this space. Then for those that are interested in pre-educational programs in the STEM arena, we have resources that you can tap into to improve your outreach within the pre-university space in Namibia. And within that space as well, we have resources around tri-engineering, volunteer portal for STEM that allows you and students within the institution to be well equipped to begin to develop the engineers and scientists for tomorrow. Then one of the next programs that I'd like to mention is this program for faculty members and departmental staff in terms of improving and career development. and getting access to new teaching and learning philosophies that are being advanced in 2023 and moving into the future. These resources are available. In terms of virtual events, we have resources as well that can be of interest to quite a number of academic and professionals in the area. Blended learning, this has been highly successful in India and a few other countries where we are able to combine remote learning with hands-on experience and practice based on on-demand programs. This has been successful as well. In terms of continuous professional development activities for registered engineers with the Engineering Council of South Africa and the equivalent in Namibia as well, IEEE is able to provide programs and courses that you're able to take, and they are accredited and they'll contribute to your CPD points. And then in the professional space, IEEE Region 8 provides resources to deploy professional speakers that are available to talk around, marketing, entrepreneurship, innovation, consulting skills, non-technical and technical talks. We have these resources within the IEEE. In terms of distinguished speakers around the world, we have distinguished speaker program and distinguished lecturer program within each of the technical societies and chapters within the IEEE. And these are available as well for various sections and subsections to tap into. So my encouragement to us this morning is, over and above our direct interest in our academic research and professional space, looking through the lens of the IEEE, how would you like to get involved? We have a role as the IEEE to help the public separate fact from fiction, be a source of reliable information. This conference was supported by IEEE South Africa section because we have strong belief in the team that has organized this conference, and we need to promote some of the ideals of the IEEE and ensuring that as members, we can get involved in solving problems and not contributing to them, contribute towards policy making, improving society around us, and contribute towards the IEEE Industry Action Initiative. So with this, I bring my short talk to an end. I think I've spoken for about 12 minutes. Program Director, over to you. Thank you very much for the opportunity to share with you in brief about IEEE and IEEE South Africa section.
Thank you so much, Professor. And we are immensely grateful for the technical support and allowing us to run our conference under your banner. I hope in your retirement, you'll be instrumental in establishing our Namibian section, so that starting from next year, we run our conferences under our own banner. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time and your support.
It's all our pleasure.
Right. Moving on with the program, I have the honor to invite to the podium at this moment in time our Honorable Minister, Dr. Etncc Njimurangi. She's our Minister of Higher Education, Training and Innovation, and she is going to be officially opening our congregation. Honorable, the floor is yours.
You may be seated, please. Thank you, Director of Ceremonies, Professor Sheva, Acting Executive Dean of the Faculty of Computing Informatics and General Chair for this international conference. Dr. Harold Nauma, the Vice Chancellor of the Namibia University of Science and Technology. Mr. Valdo Genius, Acting Director, Namibia National Commission for UNESCO Secretariat, Ministry of Higher Education, Technology and Innovation. Professor Chaudhry, Vice Chancellor of the Central University, Vadodara, India.
Professor David Oyedokun, Chair, Institute of Electrical Electronics Engineers, South Africa. NAST executive members present. You can see Dr. Nikondo, Professor Nyati, and others. Dr. Colin Stanley, acting DVC Research, Innovation and Partnerships. Professor Singh Jat, TPC Chair and Etncc and UNESCO Chair on Secure High Performance Computing for Higher Education and Research. NAST staff present and students, government officials, distinguished captains of industry, distinguished invited guests, delegates and speakers, members of the diplomatic corps, valued members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure for me to address this distinguished assembly of educators, innovators, reformers, visionaries, engineers, and information architects at the 2023 International Conference on Emerging Trends in Networks and Computer Communications, Etncc. I am grateful to the UNESCO Technology High Performance Computing for Higher Education and Research at the Namibia University of Science and Technology for its role in representing our country in organizing this conference together with the IEEE South Africa section and supported by IEEE Region 8. Allow me at this juncture to warmly welcome our visiting experts, as well as those who are joining us virtually. You are indeed most welcome, those of you who are here physically, and also those who are watching us virtually. I know that the Faculty of Computing and Informatics here at NAST has made great effort to maintain the highest standards and has taken practical steps to keep up with the current millennium's demanding and rapidly changing environment. I am particularly impressed with the diverse activities initiated by the faculty, which have made it unique in stature. I am proud that the Faculty of Computing and Informatics established 2 UNESCO chairs, one in Secure High Performance Computing for Higher Education and Research, and 2 in Gender and Digital Technologies. I also wish to congratulate Professor Shafa, Acting Executive Dean, Faculty of Computing and Informatics, and her team for organizing this seminal conference. I wish to recognize the support and the work done by the Namibia National Commission for UNESCO. I expect this platform to stimulate cutting-edge research discussions at the international level and among pioneering academic researchers, scientists, industrial engineers, technocrats, students from different countries. I trust that you will discuss further solutions for the design and application of high-performance computing, imaging and intelligent computing and communication, Internet of Things, automation and manufacturing, vehicle communication, artificial intelligence, blockchain, and cyber security. Director of Ceremonies, please allow me to touch on high-performance computing from the above highlighted technologies. HPC has the potential to greatly benefit Africa by accelerating research, innovation, and development across various fields, such as science, engineering, healthcare, agriculture, and many more. high-performance computing facilities can provide African researchers and scientists with the computational resources necessary to conduct advanced simulations, data analysis, and modeling. This can lead to breakthroughs in climate modeling, disease research, material science, and renewable energy. In our case, in Namibia, also in the field of green hydrogen production here at home. Many scientific fields, such as genomics, astronomy, and climate science, generate massive amounts of data. HPC systems can handle and process these data efficiently, enabling breakthroughs that would be otherwise challenging to achieve. Governments, industries, and academia can collaborate to fund and support HPC initiatives. Public-private partnerships can provide the resources and expertise needed for successful implementation. The participation and involvement of the National Commission on Research, Science, and Technology and our public universities in the global research and innovation landscape are of amount importance, been committed to and will continue to technology and research-related infrastructure to train local talent, to foster suitable partnerships and collaboration. Ladies and gentlemen, I have taken note of the Etncc conference on the second day that is going to organize the Faculty Research Day, consisting of keynote speeches and African Research Symposium. The African Research Symposium program consists of invited talks and oral contributions from African researchers. It is an excellent opportunity for all the faculty members, research scholars, and students to exhibit their aptitude for research. The Faculty Research Day encourages and promotes communication and collaboration between universities, national and international investigators. I'm happy that the Namibia University of Science and Technology is hosting the workshop on high-performance computing in Namibia. The road we traveled in conjunction with the International Conference on Emerging Trends in Networks and Computer Communication. Director of Ceremonies, the theme of this international conference is of utmost importance. The deliberations will be very useful for the participants as they will serve as future guidelines for network and computer communication in Namibia. This is a significant and productive academic exercise where members of the faculty and students will benefit from experience and expertise of experts worldwide. The recommendations from this conference will be essential learning points for the participants and will help them to adopt new intelligent network communication technologies. At this juncture, I wish you all a great success for this conference, and I congratulate the organizers for their excellent efforts in hosting this prestigious conference. I'm sure that through the input of the distinguished speakers and specialized delegates hailing from academic institutions across the world, this conference will assist in resolving meaningful issues in the field of computing and communication domain, and that this gathering shall be remembered as adding new dimensions to the knowledge society. I now have the distinct honor to declare this international conference officially opened, and I thank you.
Another round of applause for our Honorable Minister. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister Dr. Etncc Mrangi, for officiating our conference. And at this juncture, I would like to invite, on behalf of the Acting DVC Research, Innovation and Partnerships, Ms. Renee Munyai. She is the project coordinator at the Department of Research, Innovation and Partnerships, as well as the Acting Director for Graduate Studies Programs and the focal point for UNESCO chairs at NAST. Ms. Munyai, you may take the stand.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. The tone that has been set for this particular event just inspires all of us. So that's why I had to say good morning 2 or 3 times to make sure that we are all as inspired as I am feeling right now. My task today is quite simple. I'm here to extend a vote of thanks on behalf of the Acting Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research, Innovation and Partnerships, Dr. Colin Stanley, as well as my own Executive Director in Research, Innovation and Partnerships, Dr. Anna Matos-Goresis. I stand by the protocol already established, Madam Chair. Just to kick off, just to extend my immense pleasure and gratitude, I really want to appreciate the high-level speakers who have graced this opening session of the International Conference on Emerging Trends in Networks and Computer Communication. Ladies and gentlemen, your presence, physical and online, and insightful contributions have set a remarkable tone for this conference, elevating it to a platform of profound knowledge exchange, intellectual discourse, as well as engagement with our industry partners and captains of industry, not just in Namibia, but the sub-region and internationally, because we do have presenters and participants from all over the globe. So as we delve into the conference, we are inspired by the foundation that you have laid through this opening session. Once again, thank you for setting the bar high and for being catalyst of innovation and progress. I'm saying our because I'm speaking on behalf of multiple individuals. I would want to also extend our deep appreciation to the Honorable Minister of Higher Education, Training and Innovation, Dr. Etncc Mrangi, Madam, for gracing this event. Thank you for the insights that you shared this morning during your address. You have undoubtedly enhanced the significance of the role that networks and communication play in modern education, innovation, and just the development of our society. So for that, we really appreciate you, ma'am. Your words will continue to resonate, and I think all the colleagues around the table, your words will continue to resonate long after this conference has ended. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to appreciate the leadership at NAST, led by Dr. Harold Naumab, the Vice Chancellor of NAST, as well as the executive management, which also includes the executive management for the Faculty of Computing and Informatics, as well as the UNESCO chairs that have been established in this particular faculty. Thank you so much, sir, for the visionary leadership and your commitment to creating an academic institution of excellence, an environment where students and generations to come can be inspired, where knowledge and ideas can flourish. It will be a great injustice if I do not acknowledge the presence and the input and guidance from Mr. Waldo Jr. and his team, Secretariat, under the Ministry of Higher Education, Technology and Innovation, has been providing tireless support, not only to our university in totality, but specifically for the UNESCO chairs. So I'm quite excited to see you present and just to appreciate the support for this event and for the efforts that the UNESCO chairs, as well as the rest of the scientific and innovation community within the university are trying to achieve. And before I take my seat, I just also want to extend my appreciation to Professor Singh, specifically to Professor Singh, for always guiding and supporting initiatives that relate to computing and informatics. He is slow to speak, but when you do have an opportunity to sit with him, you walk away rich. And for the role that he has been playing as the chair of this particular event, in steering it and putting it together. But it will be a huge injustice if I don't acknowledge the presence of all the ladies and gentlemen, the partners that have made today's event possible, that have continued to collaborate and support NAST endeavors and continue to support the landscape. We appreciate, I might not be able to mention you by name, including our own postgraduate students. I can see a number of our postgraduate students that are also specializing in this particular field, because it is for this reason that we are here. They are the cornerstone of our efforts as a university. And before I take my seat, I just also want to acknowledge the Directorate of Research, Innovation and Partnerships, which is my home, particularly for the tireless efforts to support Nature and Grow, innovation landscape within the university, supporting our research community, supporting our postgraduate students, and linking up with our partners in order for us to be able to make the impact and difference we really want to make in the world. Thank you so much. And for the organizing committee behind the scenes, this is not the closing, so I cannot talk about you yet. Continue with the spirit of hard work. We appreciate you, and thank you for this insightful and impactful opening session. Thank you.
Let me also thank the one who was giving the vote of thanks. Thank you, Ms. Umyai. All right, we have come to the end of our opening ceremony, the inauguration of our Etncc. As such, I would like to invite the audience to stand for the AU and Namibian anthems. Thank you. You may be seated. We have come to the end of the inaugural session. At this juncture, I would like to invite the Honorable Minister, the Vice Chancellor, and the speakers to come for a group photo in front, and then we'll have a group photo with everyone before we break for tea. Thank you so much.